My name's Mike, and I thought I had it all figured out with this girl, Rachel. We met in college. She was everything I wanted. Gorgeous, smart, funny. You know, the whole package. We started dating, and pretty quickly, I was all in. She was the kind of girl you just knew you'd do anything for. And for nearly 5 years, that's what I did. I'd go out of my way to make her happy. Little things, like showing up with her favorite coffee when she had a rough day, planning weekend getaways, helping her through some personal stuff with her family. And she appreciated it, or at least, I thought she did. I honestly couldn't see my life without her. But then, things started changing. She'd cancel plans, say she was working late or out with friends. I'd barely hear from her some days. And suddenly, she was always on her phone, laughing at texts, but when I'd ask what was so funny, she'd brush it off. I mean, you want to trust your partner, right? So, I pushed the doubts away, told myself I was just being paranoid. One night, though, I couldn't shake this feeling, so I asked her directly, "Is everything okay between us?" And instead of reassurance, she flipped it on me. She called me insecure, said I was being controlling. I felt terrible for even asking, like I'd crossed some line. So, I apologized, told her I'd back off, and I tried to ignore the pit in my stomach. Fast forward to our 5th anniversary. I'd planned this whole evening at her favorite restaurant, saved up for it and everything. But, at the last minute, she called and said she was feeling sick, couldn't make it. I was disappointed, but hey, things happen. So, I thought I'd surprise her, bring her some soup and flowers to her place to cheer her up. I show up at her apartment, knock a few times, no answer. Just as I'm about to leave, I notice her car isn't even there. That sinking feeling hit me again, but I thought, nah, maybe she's out getting medicine or something. But then I saw her phone ping on the couch through the window, and I knew something wasn't right. Later that night, I got a text, not from her, but from a mutual friend. They'd seen Rachel at a bar across town, with another guy. And not just hanging out. They were together. I felt this mix of anger and disbelief. I mean, after everything we'd been through, after everything I'd done for her. She'd been lying to my face for months. The next day, I called her out on it. At first, she tried to deny it, but eventually, she just shrugged and said, "Yeah, it's over." I just didn't know how to tell you. She didn't know how to tell me? She didn't even try. I was left picking up the pieces while she moved on like I never mattered. But here's the twist. About a year later, I ran into her at a mutual friend's event. She was alone, and from what I'd heard, that guy she cheated with had left her for someone else. Karma, right? She tried to act friendly, asked if I wanted to grab coffee sometime and catch up. I looked her straight in the eye and said, "No thanks. I've moved on, and you know what? That felt better than anything."